5th of December 25 it is. Good afternoon and welcome. This is Lunchtime News. My name is Njue. My co-anchor on the bottom right of your screen is Caro Njoroge. We begin our bulletin 12,000 kilometers from Nairobi to the USA, where President William Ruto joined other world leaders in witnessing a signing of a historic peace deal between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo in Washington, D.C., United States. The peace agreement signed by Presidents Paul Kagame of Rwanda and Felix Tshisekedi of DRC targets to end a 30-year conflict that has plagued eastern Congo, claiming hundreds of lives.
It was the culmination of a long negotiation process initiated by US President Donald Trump, meant to finally end the diplomatic standoff and civil war that has torn apart the eastern DRC. Presidents Kagame and Tshisekedi putting pen to paper on the deal that will finally oversee a permanent ceasefire, the disarmament of non-state forces, provisions for refugees to return to their homes, justice and accountability for those who have committed atrocities, and a new framework for economic prosperity.
There's tremendous wealth in that beautiful earth. It's beautiful earth, but it was stained badly with blood, tremendous amounts of blood. But in the region that will support a lasting peace, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda have agreed to more closely integrate their economies with each other rather than fighting.
President William Ruto, who was among the African and world leaders invited by Trump to the signing ceremony, and who has also been at the forefront in trying to broker a peace deal, termed the agreement a monumental diplomatic milestone and a decisive act to bring lasting peace to the region.
Mr. President, what you have achieved is not only transformative, it is consequential and historic. This conflict has destroyed livelihoods, destabilized our region, and threatened the future of the entire Great Lakes African continent.
Present too were Presidents João Lourenço of Angola, Evariste Ndayishimiye of Burundi, and Faure Gnassingbe of Togo, as well as the African Union Commission Chairperson Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, and representatives from Qatar and the United Arab Emirates. President Ruto praised Trump's historic achievement with the peace talks, saying his bold leadership has been instrumental in ending the conflict.
We would like to extend our gratitude to President Tshisekedi and President Kagame for their leadership during this process. Reaching this point was made possible by the unparalleled consequential convening power of the United States and President Trump's resolute and focused commitment to global peace.
Presidents Kagame and Tshisekedi pledged to honor the deal, hailing the efforts by Trump as a practical mediation effort.
We have seen countless mediations and efforts, but none has succeeded in resolving the underlying issues. President Trump introduced a new and effective dynamism that created the space for breakthroughs.
The Washington agreements are not yet another document. These represent a turning point. They bring together under a coherent architecture a declaration of principles of a peace agreement and also the regional economic integration framework. There's a time for despair and there's a time for hope. Today, we are experiencing a great day. We are looking forward to this agreement, which will give back hope to the peoples of Congo and of the sub-region.
John Curia, the Lunchtime News.
Peace at last. And from Washington, D.C., back home, we cross over to the great county of Kisumu, where Interior PS, that is Raymond Omolo, is leading the National Development Implementation Committee delegation that focuses on the implementation and coordination of National Development Programs. They are currently in Kisumu and is currently addressing. Let's first of all listen in.
The head of public service, as well as His Excellency the Deputy President. But for the whole day, we will be doing those assessment visits, and we will be engaging the public. And it's my appeal or plea to the media to help us in highlighting what the administration of President Ruto has done. That 3 years down the line, there are a countable number of projects that have either been completed or that are in progress of being completed for the benefit of the citizens, not just of Nyanza region, but just like it's happening across the country. So before we take 1 or 2 questions, because we have a very tight program, I would invite PS Terry to speak.
Thank you very much. My name is Tracy Mbaika. I'm the Principal Secretary for Aviation and Aerospace Development. Today we are here specifically for this control tower, which has been done in the last 2 years or so.
That has been Interior PS Raymond Omolo leading a delegation and taking stock of the development programs that are currently the government is spearheading in the Lakeside region. And Wycliffe Okeche is currently on that bit and will bring us a more loaded report in our subsequent bulletin. But elsewhere, tension is high in Ombolion area, Kase sub-location in Pokot North along the West Pokot-Turkana border after 1 person was shot and killed by suspected bandits. According to Ombolion area's chief Joseph Kokirmur, the deceased, identified as 31-year-old Komole Siwa, was shot dead while herding his livestock. Kokimur has called on the government to deploy more police in the area, citing increased banditry attacks.
Kupitia jukwaa la usalama, Mheshimiwa Waziri Murkomen aone pia vile anaweza kutupatia ulinzi thabiti kwa hii kijiji, sababu imekuwa mara kwa mara, imekuwa kwa hii mwezi tumepoteza watu 2 3 ambaye ameambushiwa tu namna hii.
Nimehisi uchungu sana kwa kunipiga brother wangu mdogo. Kitambo baba yangu alikufa. Sasa nikategemea yeye ndo alikuwa ananilipia school fees. Sasa hakuna mwenye tunategemea tena, tangu alipiga yeye jana. Sasa hakuna mwenye mimi nategemea mwingine kunilipia school fees.
Kiangalia kama kijana ameacha bibi 2 na zaidi ya watoto 10. Nani atawaangalia? Tusilifumbie macho jambo hili. Katika jukwaa la amani ambalo wale linafanyika na Mheshimiwa Murkomen, tungekuomba utembelee sehemu ya West Pokot, ukuje tusaidie tupate amani pamoja na viongozi wote wa kutoka sehemu hii na sehemu ya Turkana.
To county number 14, where health services across public hospitals in Embu County continue to be crippled after striking doctors vowed to stay put until their grievances are addressed. The doctors went on strike on Monday this week alongside other county workers, affecting service delivery in all sectors of the county government. Led by Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Union KMPDU National Deputy Secretary General Dr. Dennis Miskela, the medics said they cannot continue to render services to patients while their welfare is ignored by the employer. They say the county has negated on implementation of a signed collective bargaining agreement CBA earlier this year, seeking to address their welfare issues. Among their grievances are stagnation, non-remittance of statutory deductions, poor pay for locum doctors and lack of medical supplies in hospitals.
Haja gani kuambia watu wachukue SHA? Wakifika hospitali hakuna dawa, wakifika hospitali hakuna equipment, vifaa vya kufanya kazi, wakifika hospitali hakuna daktari. Hiyo ni kama kulagai wananchi, na ndio maana tunaambia wananchi kwamba lazima waambie viongozi wao wanunue vifaa na wanunue dawa. Hii mambo ya mtu kuleta lori na kuleta Panadol anapiga picha anaweka social media, lazima tukatai. So right now we have left the workplace until they give promotion letters. We are no longer going to take promises because we have realized we're dealing with a dishonest employer. So we'll only go back to work with promotion letters in our hands.
From Embu to the sandy beaches of the coast, where survivors of gender-based violence in Magarini, Kilifi County, now have access to a new safe space following the launch of a resource and protection center by the county government in partnership with a non-governmental organization. The center, which includes an 18-bed safe house, will offer counseling, skills training and referral services. The 3.8 million shilling project is expected to benefit 13,000 women in Magarini. Local women leaders say 12 GBV survivors, including 4 boys, are already receiving protection. Kilifi County has pledged to equip and staff the center to ensure sustainability after the exit of the non-governmental organization.
Kama county government tutahakikisha kwamba hii resource center kitu ya kwanza inakuwa na tools and equipment, ama kunakuwa na vyombo vya vijana kujifundishia kazi tofauti. Tutahakikisha kwamba tumeshirikiana, kama ni vyarahani tuweke hapa, kama ni computers tuweke hapa, na hata kama pia ni walimu wale wa kufundisha katika hizi vyuo skills tofauti kwa vijana, tutahakikisha kwamba tumeleta hapa.
From Kilifi to Kwale, where a non-governmental organization is raising alarm over what it says is an increase in online sexual abuse targeting women in Kwale County. According to the organization dubbed National Organization Tuwajali Wajane, many women working abroad, especially in Saudi Arabia, are falling victim to extortion by close relatives and friends. They say the extortionists are exploiting the women financially by threatening to expose their private photos. The extortion has left many women returning home empty-handed after years of work abroad, having spent most of their earnings trying to stop the photos from being shared online. Stakeholders are now calling for stronger awareness campaigns and clear reporting mechanisms to help women safeguard themselves from online abuse and ensure perpetrators are held accountable.
Mara nyingi utapata wanakijiji wengi wamekosa kujua ni nini ambayo inafanyika. Wanajua sheria ziko, lakini hawajui hizi sheria zinasema nini.
Kina dada wengi wamepatwa na misongo mawazo, wameweza wao wenyewe kuumia pia kiuchumi, kwa sababu mtu anamtishia kwamba usiponipatia pesa fulani, na yeye anajua kule anahudumia bwenyenye fulani kule Warabuni, analipwa. Kwa hivyo utapata hata zile savings zake zote anatuma kwa njia ile kwamba anajilinda ili asiweze kuanikwa.
Ningependa serikali ikuje chini ieleze wananchi ni sheria hizi ni sheria gani na zinafuatwa kivipi, na mtu akidhulumiwa atapitia njia gani ndiye apate haki.
Moving on, Refugee Consortium of Kenya has warned that hundreds of thousands of refugees in the country remain at risk of losing basic rights unless urgent action is taken. Speaking in Nairobi during a celebration marking 25 years of protecting and promoting the rights of refugees and vulnerable communities, Refugee Consortium of Kenya Executive Director Balet Koli Jaji stated that more than 800,000 refugees continue to face challenges in accessing justice, healthcare and education. He noted that ongoing conflicts in neighboring countries, climate-related displacement and gaps in the law are putting these vulnerable communities in jeopardy. Jaji called on the government, civil society and other stakeholders to work together to ensure refugees are recognized as right holders under Kenyan law and protected from further harm.
We can still see conflicts, we can still see wars, we can still see the destabilization of the neighboring countries. That is a worrying trend. So issues to do with migration are not yet resolved. So as RCK, ours is to reaffirm our commitment. Number one, we do not support any war, neither conflict. But again, we need to acknowledge that nobody chooses to be a refugee.
The rights that are given by our Bill of Rights are for all persons, and all persons include refugees. So we should not see refugees anymore as those strangers who come to bother us, but we should see them as people who are right holders.
There has been some gains in the sense that refugee issues are more widely acknowledged. The plight of refugees are more heightened into civil society, and that refugees now are enjoying some aspects of law protection. Even we can get to court, but still there's a lot to be done. So while there are gains, there remains a lot to be done still.
We've already amended our standing orders to include refugees. What does that mean? It means that a refugee in Turkana can now petition the county assembly on matters health, matters education. They can petition the county assembly. Secondly, they can also submit a memoranda on a legislation that is before the House on areas that they feel like they're left out.
Coexistence, it's focusing also on durable solutions. We're now working on integration and promoting.
Moving on, the government has reaffirmed its commitment to reviving and fast-tracking completion of stalled road projects across the country, in line with the directive to boost connectivity, spur local economies and ensure value for taxpayers' money. The team inspected major projects including the 2.8 billion shillings Silibwet, Merigi, Chemaner, Kembu, Longisa Road, where 18.5 kilometers have been tarmacked with full completion expected by the year 2027. According to the officials, their mandate is to assess progress, unlock bottlenecks and ensure smooth delivery of priority projects that directly affect livelihoods and economic growth.
Our objective today was to inspect and verify the status of various national government projects being implemented within Bomet County. You are aware, as I do, that many a time the reports you get at the headquarters may not actually be the correct position on the ground. So the purpose of undertaking this visit is to confirm whether or not the reports that we get from the line ministries as far as the implementation of national government projects is concerned is actually the correct position on the ground. And where there is a deviation, we take corrective action. Where there is need for an intervention, then we take appropriate action with a view to alleviating the challenges emanating therefrom.
And residents of Siaya County are calling on the government to intervene and help them reclaim community land within the Yala swamp. The locals say that land which was once part of Dominion Farms operation is now under sugarcane farming, hence no longer serving the community. The residents living around the swamp said they are being left behind as the land is used for commercial sugarcane farming with little or no returns trickling down to the community. Locals argue it was originally earmarked as community land and should be formally registered under the Community Land Act to ensure its benefits remain within the county.
We want our land back as the community because all the swamps are registered as the community land. We want this land to be registered first as the community land. So the community must have the certificate or the title deed. Is when we will sit down with the investor to andikisha MOU to endelea na kazi.
Our ancestral parents left us with a very beautiful land here in Siaya. And you can recall in 2008, we fought hard to bring up the new constitution that was promulgated and is now in action.
Elsewhere, Kirinyaga Deputy County Commissioner Josephine Mwengi is urging locals to remain vigilant during the festive season. Speaking in Kirugoya, Mwengi called on religious leaders to play a more active role in guiding parents, especially in helping young people maintain positive behavior during the long holiday break, as the church remains an influential institution to guide society. Mwengi said the holidays bring both celebration and heightened responsibility, and called on residents to prioritize safety in their homes and within their communities.
There are few issues that we must look at. Number one, our security. Jukwaa la Usalama Chair amesema security starts with you. And as our visitors come, please ensure that we are secure. Police ni wachache. DC ni mmoja, Kirinyaga Central. Si kweli? Mimi nitawaona wote. But if security will start with you, we shall be secure. If security is our paramount concern, we will take care of our security.
Elsewhere, residents of Samburu North are set to benefit from a water project courtesy of the Samburu County Government and Kerio Valley Development Authority. According to the authority's Board of Directors, Chairman Mark Chesergon, the maiden initiative aims at ensuring a continuous supply of water for domestic use and livestock. His sentiments were echoed by the area legislator Eli Lepitila, who said the project will go a long way in restoring peace among communities living in the region who have for years been embroiled in disputes over water and pasture.
We have had cases now that we are entering a season where there is scarcity of water. And as a government, we have made a priority to ensure that the people in this region access water.
For this particular project, we have utilized about 40 million in the 4 projects. And we are glad that it is really going to alleviate the suffering and mitigate the issue of drought and conflict in this particular area.
Shida ya wafugaji wetu hii upande ya North Rift ni issues za insecurity. Hiyo kuhama kwenda kutafuta maji, na ile community nyingine pia inahama kutafuta hiyo maji. Communities zikikuja kukutania sehemu moja ya maji, wakati mwingine unalete conflict, kwa sababu ni hiyo ni ile inaitwa resource driven conflict.
Switching gears to matters environmental conservation now, where a new national climate governance study has revealed that Kenya's climate change laws fail to recognize women environmental defenders despite their critical role in protecting communities. The report, unveiled in Nairobi by the Women Human Rights Defenders Hub, shows that women who expose harmful projects, mobilize residents and safeguard local resources are shut out of decision-making processes, even though Kenya is bound by international treaties that acknowledge their contributions. Women Human Rights Defenders Hub Executive Director Salome Nduta says urgent legal and policy reforms are needed to give women environmental defenders visibility, protection, and a voice at the table.
One of the findings is that women defenders are not involved in decision making as women environmental defenders. Even where they are involved, it is through public participation like any other Kenyans. But what this study is showing is that these people do vital work at the community level, and therefore they need to be on tables where decisions are made.
Ni network kubwa ya wamama na nia yetu kubwa ni kuona venye tunaweza ishi na hii mazingira yenye imechafuka, juu hatuwezi toa like dam site ya Dandora, hatuwezi toa Dandora, but tunaweza weka mikakati ya venye tunaweza ishi huko na tuishi maisha yenye ni safe.
We have started a program that is urban farming, where we propagate waste and it is diverted from the river to our space where now the young people are able to start a program on urban farming, that is poultry keeping. We feed the chicken with the waste, and after that we get meat and also the eggs that helps now to bring income generating activity to the women.
And elsewhere, a new youth digital hub has been launched in Athi River, Machakos County, aimed at linking young people aged between the ages of 18 and 35 years with job opportunities, offering career guidance and connecting employers to pre-screened candidates. The center will also integrate digital tools and feed data into a monitoring system to improve youth employment strategies. The broader program aims to upskill and place underserved youth nationwide. It targets to reach women, youth and persons with disabilities. Machakos County government says the initiative will boost dignified employment and enhance the county's economic competitiveness.
In Machakos County, we have decided to tailor anything to do with the youth according to their needs. And we also have training in our VCTs. When we combine all the numbers that we trained, last year it will come to over 4,000. This year we are taking 1,400.
What this partnership entails is that we are providing our young people with the full tools that they need in order to secure a job.
Madhumuni ni kuequip ama kupatia vijana wetu wa Athi River skills ambayo itawasaidia kwa mambo ya kompyuta.
In other news, leaders of the Mijikenda community in Tana River County have agreed to set aside their differences and unite. The decision is aimed at building a cohesive community and discouraging divisions fueled by politics. The leaders urge the Mijikenda community to uphold moral values, maintain peace and reject any agendas that may disrupt their stability and cohesion.
Tumeamua kuweka tofauti zetu kwa sababu ya manufaa ya jamii yetu. Tuliona kwamba kama tunaenda mbalimbali, basi yale malengo ya Kimijikenda hatutafikia. Kwa hivyo ndiposa tumeamua kwamba tufanye kazi pamoja na tuwe na mwongozo mmoja.
Na nataka tu niwaambie wa Mijikenda ama viongozi wote wa Tana River kwamba wa Mijikenda sahihi wako pamoja na watafanya kazi pamoja, na mwelekeo ambao utakuwa unaendelea kwamba wa Mijikenda wataweza kushirikiana na jamii nyingine kwa nyanja za maendeleo, kwa nyanja za elimu na nyanja za usalama, ili kwamba jamii ya Tana River iweze kuwa moja na kuweza kuafikia malengo yale ya maendeleo.
Very well, it's about 27 minutes past the top of the hour. We're due for a fast break, but when we come back, I'll run you through a couple of more stories. Then we make sense of business and latest in the world of sports.
When the hills gave way in Marquette, thousands were left with nothing. But together, we can help them rise again. Join KBC in the Restore Hope, Restore Earth campaign, Unity in Adversity. Together for Marquette. Donate through paybill number 522533, account number 8036543, or drop foodstuffs and supplies at Marquette County offices. Every shilling, every tree, every act of kindness counts. KBC, bringing Kenyans together.
Why do you think that I was supposed to have met that woman in the hotel?
I have no idea. But let me tell you something, Marcelo. That woman, I don't like her.
Sick and tired of being the only one in this relationship who has to figure out his own issues alone.
Well, it's clear that all the women in your family were all cut from the same cloth, starting with your mother. I need someone to love me. I really need someone to love me, please.
No, go ahead. He's all yours, Nora.
I still need to see if he'll pay attention to me.
The bottom-up economic transformation agenda is not just a plan on paper.
Manifesto tulioandika na tukauzia Wakenya na wakatupigia kura
sio gazeti ya kufunga nyama.
It is happening on the ground across Kenya.
Enda subabogi Moriega Jodhurwa unjie Mugani Hamjambo.
In agriculture.
Turkana wameamkia mambo ya ukulima sasa.
On our roads.
Lami black anaingia hapa anagausha hapa. Wacha bana.
In health.
All our patients are in SHA 100%.
In housing.
Kutoa watu kutoka nyumba za mabati kuleta nyumba kama hii ya ghorofa ni kitu mzuri sana.
In our markets.
Umetukumbuka sisi mama mboga. Shida zetu umezitatua.
And so much more.
It's a good thing the government inakuja mashinani na this is all what we have been requesting.
This is transformation. This is impact. This is delivering the plan. Every Friday on KBC Channel 1.
That is gestational trophoblastic neoplasia. This is a cancer that often occurs after pregnancy. And for most women, the diagnosis comes as a major shock.
Somehow, it's a must you be pregnant so that you can get GTN. The principal and the carded symptoms of GTN is bleeding.
I bled until I felt that I lost consciousness. I accepted it's real, I have cancer. From there, what next? But I didn't start chemo immediately. I started with blood transfusion because the blood was so low.
Not all bleeding outside. Not all bleeding is GTN.
Welcome back to Lunchtime News and many thanks for keeping it Channel 1. Elsewhere, hundreds of residents in Kilifi County continue to throng the Kilifi County Referral Hospital for free eye treatment, which includes screening and surgery, especially for patients suffering from cataracts. According to Dr. Gilbert Angore, Chief Medical Officer at Kilifi County Referral Hospital, the free eye screening campaign is being held in partnership with the Fred Hollows Foundation and Australia NGO Cooperation Program.
Target yetu ya hii screening ya huko Kaloleni na Ganze ni kuhakikisha kwamba tumepata almost 5,000 patients ambao wanaweza kusaidika kwa hii ugonjwa sugu huu wa cataract, na wengi tumeweza kuona ni kwa sababu unaletwa na uzee ambao watu kwa umri ukipita ile macho pia yanaweza kuumizwa kwa sababu ya zile lenses zao, na ya pili wale wako kwenye risk zaidi ni huu ugonjwa wa sukari.
Na sababu namba moja ya kusababisha upofu wa macho upofu ni utandu ama cataract. Hii inasababisha ile sehemu ya lens ya jicho inapata ukungu ama inakuwa cloudy, na ikikuwa cloudy badala ikuwe clear inazuia mwangaza kupita vizuri kwenda katika sehemu ya nyuma ya macho na hadi kwa ubongo, na mtu hawezi kuona katika ile njia ambayo inastahili.
Mukurweini Member of Parliament John Kagushia is advocating for the full inclusion of persons with disabilities in the Social Health Authority system, citing the countless hurdles they continue to face in their quest for quality health care. Speaking in PCEA Muheto Church, Mukurweini in Njue County, the legislator said despite the ongoing reforms in the country's health sector, many PWDs are still left behind due to systemic barriers and inadequate representation in policy implementation. He, at the same time, challenged the government to streamline the cash transfer program to ensure timely disbursement to beneficiaries.
I would like to ask the government to consider treating all the people with disability in Kenya through the SHA program free of charge. We have people of disability who need so much attention in hospitals, but as we talk today, they continue to pay for those services, and many of them are suffering under this program that is called SHA. And that is where I want to ask the government, can you release our money? The money that we are paying through our payslips, the money that we are paying through our noses to help the poor and vulnerable in the society. The budget that is required to take care of the disabled people in terms of cash transfer is so little. as compared to how much more money the government is spending on luxury. And if this money was to be taken and be given to the people with disability as cash transfers, these people are able to afford decent life.
A total of 206 youths in Nyandarua County have completed training in hospitality industry courses. The program has been touted as a key pillar in human capital development, with more young people from Nyandarua and Laikipia West encouraged to take advantage of similar opportunities. Lead trainer Milka Dhiga noted that major gaps had been identified within the food and beverage sector, ranging from meal production and food service to the need for stronger customer feedback system among hospitality staff. Officials are targeting at least 300 young people in the ongoing skills development initiative supported by the Kenya Tourism Fund.
I would also like to thank the Nyandarua National Polytechnic for accepting to have this program. Okay, we've noticed some gaps, especially in my area of specialization, that is food and beverage service. And this is a very crucial area whereby after the meals have been produced in the hotels, it has to go to another step, that is a food service. And in most cases, our staff out there do not take the customers' feedback.
Na kweli hii program ni nzuri sana kwa sababu vijana ni wengi, kuna vijana zaidi ya 200, na tukiangalia vizuri sana hii program imekuja kuweza kuinua the hospitality industry.
And so to some politics now, where a section of Kanu County branch chairman is escalating a leadership standoff, accusing party leader Gideon Moi of abandoning internal governance. The officials led by Machakos Kanu branch chairman Peter Dhuba say the party has gone for 2 years without a formal meeting, leaving branches in confusion and shutting down key decision-making processes. They have given the party leader an ultimatum to convene an all-branches conference or face legal action. They further allege that unnamed officials at the headquarters are plotting to destabilize Kanu and loot party assets, turning what began as an internal frustration into a full-blown crisis.
Tumekaa sana muda mrefu bila hatujakutana. Na hii chama ya Kanu sio chama ya mchezo au chama ya kuchezewa au chama ya kununuliwa au chama ya kuingia kwa chama kingine ili imezwe. Na sitakubali hii chama imalizwe na watu ambao wanatumia au wanataka kutumia matumbo yao peke yao kwa kuharibu chama. Kwa hivyo na kuomba tafadhali, machemeni wamependekeza kama inawezekana utuite tarehe 16 Disemba.
Let's do business. The auto industry has welcomed the comprehensive review of legal and regulatory frameworks coupled with tax incentives which have enhanced local assembling of vehicles. Isuzu East Africa Managing Director Rita Kavashe says the next wave of growth is being powered not by policy but by market demand.
Isuzu East Africa Managing Director Rita Kavashe says local buyers, especially fleet operators, are increasingly preferring locally assembled vehicles due to their reliability, easier maintenance, and stronger resale value.
We are generating our own second-hand pool and not depending more on imported vehicles that sometimes are not produced or geared towards our country and our difficult terrain operation. So this has made it possible for the 50-50 split to transition. Now we are only producing about 85% locally, and only about 15% is being imported.
Kavashe says the auto industry is moving up the technology ladder with new locally produced buses and trucks now equipped with advanced telematics for real-time fleeting monitoring.
The local industries have built capacity to supply on leasing to the entire government corporation, whether it's all ministries, all state agencies. They don't have to really buy upfront. They can do leasing, and with that byproduct of leasing, we are able to create more jobs, we are able to create more service centers, we are able to create a pool of used vehicles that can be bought by our local people at a lower price, so they can also start to grow their businesses.
She projects sustained growth anchored by the National Automotive Policy and a proposed 13 billion shillings financing facility.
The technology that we are using that is going to give our customers peace of mind. Because of telematics, we are able to generate several reports that our customers can use for better management of this fleet, leveraging technology. Our drivers will be able to be assisted by technology for better driving and safer driving. This is a very, very important feature, knowing that a driver really needs a lot of support.
Now, Family Bank has raised 8 billion shillings through a rights issue that was oversubscribed by 31%. Family Bank CEO Nancy Njue says proceeds from the rights issue will be used for onward lending to key sectors of the economy and accelerate the digital transformation program.
Family Bank was seeking to raise 6.09 billion shillings through a rights issue, enabling existing stakeholders to buy more shares. The lender says the stakeholders placed bids worth 8 billion shillings, meaning the private placement of ordinary shares was oversubscribed by 31%. Family Bank CEO Nancy Njue says the record capital raised was achieved after months of strategic investor mobilization, backed by the lender's steady financial performance, driving strong demand for the offer, cementing investor confidence in its long-term vision. The private placement attracted strong participation from fund managers, pension funds, insurance companies, individuals and corporate institutions. She says Family Bank plans to utilize the 8 billion shillings injection in digitization, boosting lending to MSMEs, green financing and women and youth-led enterprises, with a broader plan to expand its business locally and regionally. Trevor Njue for Lunchtime News.
Further afield, Meta is shifting some of its investments in the metaverse to AI glasses and wearables, hoping to capitalize on the momentum in that. Meta has in recent years poured billions of dollars into building the metaverse, which lets people interact in a virtual reality. However, the tech giant has struggled to convince investors of the viability of the nascent technology. Here are the details of this and other stories from other parts of the world.
Bloomberg first reported on Thursday that Meta would cut its metaverse investment by as much as 30%. Its shares climbed more than 3.4% following the news. The strategic shift to the metaverse was the reason why Facebook changed its name to Meta in 2021. Meta's spokesperson says the company is not planning any broader changes, without commenting on whether the shift in investment will result in layoffs. Now the company is seeking to build on an early advantage on AI-enabled glasses after the positive reception to the latest model launched in September. Meanwhile, one of Britain's most distinguished scientists, Professor Sir Paul Nass, says the government is shooting itself in the foot with its visa system for science researchers. He said that high visa fees are deterring early career researchers, who are instead being welcomed by the UK's economic rivals. Supporters of the current system say higher visa costs help to fund the NHS and reflect wider public concerns about immigration. But the Nobel Prize-winning scientist says that the UK's scientific future is being put at risk, as having expensive visa cost is shooting yourself in the foot. Finally, Taiwan says it will block access to the popular Chinese social media app Red Note for 1 year following concerns over online shopping scams. The Highland Criminal Investigation Bureau says it detected more than 1,700 fraud cases on the app since last year, with total cases worth more than $7.9 million. The app is a TikTok-like platform with built-in shopping features. Taiwan internet service providers have been ordered to block access to the app, affecting at least 3 million domestic users, according to the local reports. Taiwan news outlets say that the app is being banned over a spate of fraud cases and after failing to meet data security standard, putting users at risk.
To cinemas and theatre now, where we focus on the series Whispers of Hope that follows 8-year-old Amina as she rebuilds her life after the tragic loss of her parents, forced into harsh care of a cruel step-family. Amina's journey is one of resilience, friendship, and the quiet wisdom of village elders who help her rediscover her strength. Take a look.
Baby pass. Baby,
Amina, so you are an orphan?
The series Whispers of Hope follows Amina's world as it collapses after her parents die in a road accident. Sleeping in my house. Amina, you're wasting the money. Wake up. Orphaned and placed under the care of a cruel stepfather and wicked stepmother, Amina's life becomes a daily battle for survival. I'm tired. However, her unwavering spirit forms the heart of the story as she forges friendships with village children and learns from the wisdom of elders who guide her towards reclaiming her identity.
Some of the themes we are trying to talk about and we are trying to teach the world and the globe is about love, unity in the society, and is about fighting to help the orphans.
According to Stephen Ogola, the film producer, the series Whispers of Hope was inspired by his own life journey. Ogola was orphaned at a young age and chose to channel those memories into storytelling, but decided to make the main character, a young girl, to broaden the emotional lens and highlight the unique challenges faced by girls in vulnerable situations.
It's my story, but I'm a man. But I came with the idea doing a story for a lady. So for a lady, it picks very fast than men, because men tumewachwa nje kidogo than women. So women wamewekwa ile special.
You are right. Do you know farming can give us income? Ogola, who has also produced several feature films, admits he personally prefers film production over series work. He notes that producing a series comes with unique challenges.
So unapata kwamba leo your farm shoots scene 1, 2, 3. Even up to 5. Then mutajam, muende kushoot scene 20, 21, 22, 25. Because hao watu wenye walikuwa wafaa wa play from scene 1 to scene 5, one of them hayuko. So kudeal na series ni hectic because you deal with so many characters.
And I hope you know how to work. Because we don't. Jacqueline Masharia for Cinemas and Theatre.
And on the cabinet, we look back at the life and legacy of Darius Msaha Mbela, a long-time Wundanyi MP, influential KANU loyalist, and seasoned cabinet minister who held multiple portfolios across 2 administrations. From the civil service to national politics, Mbela's story reflects loyalty, longevity, and the complex challenges that defined Kenya's governance in his era.
Darius Msaga Mbela was born on 26 August 1940 in Weruga in Taita Taveta district and attended a local primary school before heading to Alliance High School. He later joined the Kenya Institute of Administration, later renamed the Kenya School of Government, to undertake courses in management, social development and public administration. He began his career in the civil service as a district officer before moving to serve as a PS in various ministries, including information and broadcasting during the Kenyatta regime. Other reports indicate that he was a chemical engineer who once worked as a senior manager of Kobil Oil. He made a mark as a choral composer, singer and conductor. With the St. Stephen's Church Choir, he was reportedly involved in the composition of the dirges that were sung during Kenyatta's funeral in 1978. He was, at the time, a permanent secretary. In 1983, Mbela resigned as general manager of the Kenyatta Cashew Nut Company to contest the Wundanyi parliamentary seat. He lost in the 1983 general election. He distinguished himself as a fierce KANU party loyalist. He served in many outstanding ministerial dockets during his 14 years in Parliament, as Wundanyi legislator and earlier as a key technocrat in the Jomo Kenyatta and the Daniel Arap Moi regimes. 4 years later, in October 1987, he was appointed to the board of Kenyatta National Hospital. At the time, Mbela was also the Agricultural Society of Kenya Mombasa branch chairman. In the 1988 general election, he won the Wundanyi parliamentary seat. He was immediately appointed Assistant Minister for Energy. He retained the seat in the 1992 and 1997 elections. By the time he lost the seat to newcomers in Wundanyi and left politics in 2002, he had worked in various ministerial dockets, including agriculture, livestock development and marketing, tourism and wildlife, land reclamation, regional and water development and energy. But what singularly defines Mbela's role in national politics was his tenure at the Ministry of Lands and Housing. Unfortunately, he is most known not for what he did at the ministry, but for what he did not manage to do. He failed to address Kenya's quota problem, especially in Coast Province. Mbela was moved to the Ministry of Land Reclamation, Regional and Water Development in January 1993. He remained there for only 2 years before his appointment to the Ministry of Energy in May 1995. He stayed only a year in this ministry, moving to the Ministry of Tourism the following year. In January 1997, he was appointed Minister of Agriculture. At the time, Kenya was grappling with famine following the El Nino and subsequent El Nino climate cycles. In February 1997, Mbela announced plans to privatize all sugar companies, a move that drew a furious response from leaders in the cane-growing regions, thereby scuttling his plans. Exactly a year after the appointment, he was sacked without explanation. Mbela passed away on 6 October 2007. Jackie Wambiru, The Cabinet.
In sports, Kenya's rising boxing star Shafi Bakari delivered a commanding performance last night, overpowering Ethiopia's Zerkaya Dawu in the bantamweight 54 kilos category at the ongoing IBA World Boxing Championship in Dubai. Bakari, who has been one of Kenya's most promising prospects in recent years, controlled the fight from the opening bell, showcasing superior footwork, quick combinations and tactical discipline. The Kenyan boxer kept going on the defensive for most of the rounds, landing clean shots that earned him a unanimous decision victory from the judges. Before the bout, a confident Bakari said his focus was on progressing deeper into the tournament as he aimed to secure Kenya's first medal at this year's Global Showpiece. Kenya has fielded a total of 13 boxers in this year's championship, which continues today.
Final few seconds. Madada's going to pursue this right to the very end. And there goes the bell. Touch your gloves.
In the English Premier League, Diogo Dalot scored his first Premier League goal in more than 2 years as Manchester United were prevented from going 5th on the English Premier League table after drawing 1-1 with West Ham United last night at Old Trafford. Dalot put Manchester United 1 goal ahead in the 58th minute, but the host, a laboured performance, could not stop Magasa's 83rd minute equaliser for West Ham for a set piece.
One way then the other, gets the ball and gets the crossing chance for Zexi off the line. Falls for Cunha inside the penalty area. Athletic overhead kick is blocked. Oh, it's brilliant, it's wide.
Well, the sporting action continues this weekend, and you can trust KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner, for all the latest, the goals, the sights, the sounds, the cheers as well. But for now, that's where we put a cap on KBC Lunchtime News this Friday. My name is Njue. Caro Njoroge has been my co-anchor on the sign language interpretation. I wish you all the best on behalf of everyone who has made this broadcast a success. Have a blessed weekend ahead, and happy holidays.
Sasa wewe uko na shida ya macho na mwenye anakuwa pia ako na shida ya macho, mtasaidiana aje?
Being the fact that nyinyi wawili hamuoni, mtamanuva aje?
Wewe ambaye ni mlemavu kwa hapo juu nyumbani, wacha kuona ulemavu wako. Kama kuko na kitu unaweza fanya, tokea tufanye differently.
Wiki hii kwenye Mkulima
tunaangazia ufugaji wa samaki Kajiado
na jinsi vijana wanajitosa katika kilimo biashara.
Hakuna kazi mzuri kama hii. Kazi ya samba ni kazi mzuri. Ukiwa na panga yako kama hii na habloni yako, hii ndio kazi mzuri. Mimi naweza kusema hata watoto wetu hawa wadogo wanakimbia mambo ya ulevi na nini, warudi kwa samba. Samba ndio pesa.
Ungana nasi Jumamosi saa 10:30 hapa KBC Channel 1
kwa mseto kamili wa kilimo.
Utajiri wa kwanza kumjua Mungu.
When we draw the line between pepo na mtu ambaye anahitaji psychiatric help, people are going through stuff.
That time I've lost my mother, my biological mother is not there. The mother who took care of me is not there. This is now another friend of mine, and I'm like, what is this life? And for me, getting into counseling, I think the first thing for me, training it first helped me. If you feel like you want to gym, to run, to talk to someone, do that. That you feel is going to help you to alleviate that pain.
Our environment faces multiple threats, most of them as a result of human activities that have a highly damaging effect on the world around us. And there really are no quick fixes. But we'll see how some people are finding ways to make the most of a bad situation and finding positives. I am Chris Olems in Lagos, Nigeria, and over in Lusaka, Zambia, is my co-host, Malama Mukonde.
Hi there, and a warm welcome from me to Here's What's Coming Up in today's show. What migratory birds can tell us about climate change. How an invasive